Hello and welcome to episode 3 of our Cozy Autumn Survival Let's Play. Today we are going to be sprucing up our back garden here. We have quite a lot of work to do. This place is a little bit of a mess, but I'm super excited. We're going to be building a vegetable garden, we're going to be building a pumpkin patch, and a little flower garden for our bees today. So I have a bit of chores to do first thing this morning, and obviously we need to clean this place right up. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick and we'll see what it looks like. All right, and our little area for building here today is all cleared out. So let's take a quick little tour before we actually start building anything. So these here are, it's not super clear, but we've got some pathways here. So this here will be a little pathway that leads over to our vegetable garden area. That is right here. So we're gonna do a tiny little shed right here. I think that's, it's just gonna house a couple of chests and then maybe a hopper and compost situation just to, get some auto composting done. But that's what that building's going to be. And then this larger area here is going to be our whole little garden area. So I'm going to do raised planter beds, and I'm going to do 6 of them, 3 by 3, so that we can plant one little bed of all of our vegetables and stuff. So we've got corn, wheat, potatoes, beets, carrots, and sugarcane that we're going to do here. And then over here, coming right out of the house, I'm going to do a kind of a cute little archway right into our flower garden. So I decided to use this tree that we already had with the beehive to put in our little flower bee garden. And we'll put a couple of the artificial beehives in here as well. And I think it's going to be super cute, just a small little area where we can have our bees. And then continuing on this direction, this here is going to be our pumpkin patch. So it's a nice big area, and I just think a pumpkin patch is kind of the perfect little fall thing that's gonna go so cute with our house. So those are our 3 main builds for today. All right, so let's start with building this little shed. This one's gonna be pretty simple. I'm gonna go ahead and use the white terracotta for the walls, and it's just going to be this size here that we have mapped out. We're gonna have an entry door right in the middle there, and then I think I'm gonna do a window on this side, and I guess we might as well do one on this side as well. I'm not really gonna be able to see too much in there, but that's okay. And then we'll go ahead and fill in the walls. Of course, we'll add a spruce door, because I think that one, oops. There we go. I think that one looks the most kind of shed-like to me. And then I'm gonna go ahead and make these walls just one more high. They're not gonna be too tall. This doesn't need to be a huge shed, but we'll just kind of round it out a little bit here. And then for the roof, I'm just going to go ahead and do kind of a typical peaked roof on this one. Just, something simple. Shed doesn't need to be too incredibly elaborate. And I'm going to go ahead and use spruce to fill in the roof here just to give it a little bit of color variation. And then just, of course, a couple little bits here to finish off. I had that gray stained glass left over from something I didn't use it for, and it actually looks okay there, I think. Right, and then let's just frame this door a little bit just to kind of add a little bit to it here. There we go, and then we can hang a lantern right above there for some light. And I think I'm gonna use these rose bushes and just put them on the 2 corners here, so we're not blocking the windows, but we still got a little bit of decor there. And then, I don't know, I've never really done it like this before, but I'm wondering if we can just kind of make it look like there's a little planter around the rose bushes as well, just to add a little bit to it. Yeah, there we go. I think that makes a perfectly acceptable garden shed. Nothing too spectacular, but I think that works out quite well. And then, of course, we will have to just do the inside here real quick, but I'm just gonna go ahead and clean that up a little bit. All right, and there it is, our cramped little storage shed. So we've got 3 chests here. We've got room for a couple of more, and I mean, worst case, we could even start putting some along this wall, but I don't know if we're gonna need that much storage anyway, so I think it should be okay. We actually could, I guess we could move that over and do 2 side by side here as well, but we'll deal with that if we need to later. So we've got our automatic bone meal maker here. I haven't put a ton of seeds in there yet because we don't really have an abundance of seeds yet, but this way we can just put the seeds in there, get it turned into bone meal, no problem. And then, you know, nice and organized, we've got crop stuff, we've got animal stuff, and we've got tree and flower stuff in that one. So I'm gonna, one of these days I will make some item frames and do some labeling, but we haven't really done a big harvest of the cows recently, so I don't really have any of that. But yeah, there is our little garden shed. So next up is going to be our actual little vegetable garden here. So I'm gonna be using raised beds like I mentioned, and I think it'll still be good. So let's go ahead and start at the back here, and I'll give it maybe a 2 wide path around each side, and then they're just gonna be tiny little beds like that. Not a ton of crops, but honestly, we don't need an overabundance of them anyway. Okay, there we are. We've got our 6 little garden plots, and now that I'm looking at this, I actually don't know if this rose bush is going to go super well right here. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it, and maybe we will put it back somewhere else, but I think I want to make the entrance like right here, so we got to put some fencing around here. And I want to try to come up with some kind of cute little fence design for over here. Maybe we'll kind of mix up the fences for each little area, but at least for this one here. So I was kind of thinking I wanted to put in some leaves. I don't know if I'll use... No, we might as well start off trying with a bit of every leaf. So we're going to put some orange in there, some yellow, some green, something like that. And then I thought if we used the signs just to kind of wrap up a little bit. Right, if that was kind of went all the way around. I think that's kind of a cute little design. Just adds a bit of color in here, and yeah, I think that's going to work quite well. All right, there we go. I think that looks pretty decent. It's kind of a neat little, I don't know, very different, but I think it looks quite good. And then in the inside here, I didn't bother putting the signs on the inside just because it gets kind of weird in the corners, and I don't know, I think it looks all right in here anyway. But last kind of main thing in here, I want to do the trap doors, and they are just going to line these planters so that they kind of look like they're actual planter boxes. All right, so let's go ahead now and get these all planted. And last, but certainly not least, I think this would look so much better with coarse dirt in here for the pathways instead of the grass. All right, so there it is, our cute little vegetable garden and garden shed. So I cleared this area out a little bit, and we'll worry about the paths and like a little bit of detailing at the end here. So the next thing that I want to do is our little flower garden here. So I want to do a cute little archway entrance, I think. So I'm going to go ahead, and I want it to be kind of on either side of this pathway. So I think we'll start it right here with the garden wall. I did move this back a little bit as well, just to give us a tiny bit more space. For like the pathways here and stuff, but I think that's gonna be cute. And then you could do a couple, and then maybe just a small archway. We say we have it start right there. I think that'll be quite nice. And then for the actual structure itself, I think I'm gonna keep it quite simple. We'll just go up a few with some spruce fences. I don't know, is too high enough? We'll go up one more just to make it a little bit bigger, and do the same on the back here. Okay, and it actually looks like we're gonna have to move it up a little bit because I don't actually want it hitting the tree, but that's all right. There we go, right there I think will work. And then I was thinking for in between here, we would just do leaves just to make it look a little bit more overgrown. And using the same trick that we did over there, if we put a couple of signs down, it'll just kind of look like it's more part of the structure. course, all of this would look a lot better if I had those bushy leaves, but I could not find one that worked for the version that I was using for all my other mods, so we'll have to wait until the next series to be seeing bushy leaves again, I think. And at top, I'm just going to do the campfires because I think these always look really good for when it comes to like wooden roofs. Although I will make those all the same direction. Right, and then I left a couple of slots open here because I wanted to try doing some leaves and making them look like they're sort of hanging down from the top here. And actually, now that I'm looking at this, I wonder if there's a better item to use in here than these campfires. Like maybe we can do the campfires on the edges, but maybe there's something else we can do in the middle. Let me try. Okay, yeah, there we go. I think that works a little bit better. It looks more like a lattice. We can actually see the roof and we can see the sky through the ceiling, and we can put some leaves actually on top there as well. I think that works quite good. So for the fencing on this one, I'm thinking maybe we stick with something kind of similar to this theme. So we can go and we'll just stick with the brick for the corners and the spruce fencing. And then I don't know if we really need too much else. We'll see what it looks like once we get that done. All right, there we go. So I decided to go with this brick wall on the bottom and the spruce on the top for the fence, and then I just kind of smattered in a few of these leaves, and I think it matches quite good to the little archway that we did. So in here, I'm gonna just, I don't know, I was thinking maybe we just do a cute little path, like just a small, like not too thick of a path kind of going in here, just with some, you know, path blocks here, and then I don't know, maybe we can do a cute little like sitting bench area over here just in the corner. And I made 3 more beehives, and I think they look super cute when they're placed up on these scaffolding. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 3 of those in here. And of course we need to add a whole bunch of flowers. So this place is just gonna be absolutely filled up with them. And I think if we use a few of these flowers to breed the bees, they might just move into the new houses. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's how this will work. And of course, underneath each of these, I will put a fire pit and a trap door. I think it'll still let me put the scaffolding over top, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. I just put the fire pit down 2 below, and I think that's still gonna be okay. The smoke is still coming out. I guess we might anger some bees when we first try that, but hopefully this will be all right. Right, so I've seen some people do these cute little swinging benches, so I kind of wanted to try that. I think if we start it like right here, like that for the base bit, and then we can put in the arms on the sides here, and the same with the back. Yeah, there we go. It's maybe a little bit high, but I think that looks like a floating bench to me. And then I think if we add the chains in just on the sides here, it'll look okay. And then really all we need is something to attach it to, and I was wondering if it would be worth planting a tree just outside here that might grow over, and then we can just, you know, build onto it as we might need to. Okay, there we go. I did build an acacia tree, and then I chopped it down, and then I just kind of built this one custom. Custom trees are not my strong suit, but I think I just basically built this one just to house the swing, and I think it looks okay. I mean, yeah, I think it'll work. So yeah, that is that. We don't have that mod that lets it sit, but we can at least see what it looks like when we stand in our tree. There we go. Look at that. All right, I think this is a cute little flower garden. Ooh, and our bees here are done. So let's see if this fire is still working. Oh, nope, it is not. All right. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to think of a different solution for that then. Okay, there we go. I think this is going to be the final design here. So I found this one when I Googled it to see what people do for the scaffolding look, and this seemed to kind of be it. So we had to do one solid one in the middle on the ground, but I think that's okay because we can just store our honeycomb in here, and I think that'll be good. And then I ended up just bringing them all together to one little area here, but I think that works perfectly fine. Just filled more of this in with flowers and all of that fun stuff. So yeah, there is phase 2 completed, our little flower garden / bee farm. And next up is our pumpkin patch. So I've kind of already started the area off a little bit here just to sort of map it out a bit. This is sort of, I mean, this is all tilled. I don't think this is all gonna be tilled. I want to sort of make a pathway maybe that kind of goes all the way diagonally to the other end of the pumpkin patch from the entrance here. So I'll have to untill some of this area, but I just wanted to get an idea of where we could plant if we wanted to, and I think this works out quite well. And then the fence, I think I'm just gonna go with, I don't know, I guess both of these are too high fences. So I wonder if it's gonna look strange not to have a too high fence over here as well. But I don't really have another idea for what we could do here. So I think I'm just gonna stick with the lower fence for now. We'll see what it looks like. But I was also thinking maybe I would disperse some like cute bushes in here, just to make it look, you know, a little bit overgrown and broken. There, I think that looks all right. And then I'm gonna go ahead and sort of, I don't know, map out maybe a pathway here. Okay, now that I was looking at this, I didn't like how light this coarse dirt was next to the like wet soil. So I actually think this is podzol. We have a bunch over there from when I accidentally planted a giant spruce tree I think I just spawned. So I'm gonna go and grab a whole bunch of this. We have this Silk Touch Golden Hoe. I don't know if it's gonna be good enough to get all of it, but I'll see what I can do. Maybe, I don't know, there is also rooted dirt. I can't think of any other like dirt block that's dark other than like straight up mud, but I think maybe that's a little too dark. I don't know, maybe I'll grab a couple of blocks and we might have to mix things up a little bit in here. Okay, yeah, I think the podzol, it definitely looks better than the rooted dirt. I don't really love the look of this in here, and I think we're gonna make like a proper pig enclosure next time, so I actually think this, or the rooted mud, sorry, this is rooted mud. Or muddy roots, I guess. I think those are going to go really well in our pigsty that we make next episode, so I'm going to save those. And I think I'm just going to fill this all up with podzol, and I just have to get another Silk Touch item. I'll go check the enchanting table after I use these all up. Okay, yeah, we actually can get Silk Touch on a shovel, so I think that should work. I don't think that'll be a problem. That's basically exactly what we need. So we just need a few more levels, but I will go ahead and go over to our my favorite XP farm and see if we can get up a few levels. Okay, there we go. I think that looks really good. I think it just kind of makes it a little bit different than all the other areas, and yeah, I think it's going to look good. And we can actually add our mushrooms over here as well. I had a few growing over there, but I figure why not just throw them in here instead and kind of out and around the outside as well, and they should, you know, grow a little bit here too. And now I'll go ahead and fill this place up with our pumpkins. And I just added a quick little archway at the entrance there, and our pumpkin patch is complete. I think it's going to look really good once all those pumpkins grow in, but it'll take a little bit of time for that. So really, the bulk of our building today is done. We got all 3 gardens, we got our garden shed. I think this is looking really quite nice in here, actually. But of course, it looks like we need some filler details, and obviously we need to finish the pathway. So I'm gonna go ahead and do all of that, and we can take a look at what it looks like when it's all done. And there we have it. The first part of our backyard is all done. We're gonna have to do the animals still, but our gardens, everything all complete. I think this is looking so good. So let's do a quick little walkthrough tour and then we'll do a flyover tour. As we come over this way, I've got this cute little bench next to a tree. I'll have to kind of spruce up like what it looks like in the background of this bench and stuff a little later. Once we have like a proper storage room so I can move those chests. That is something that we will be doing at some point, but for now I think it's just kind of a cute little touch there. And then we've got, of course, our storage room. I will close that door. Very fun. We can walk in to our vegetables and they're just starting to grow in here. I've harvested them a couple times now, but I think these Bountiful Crops, I think, is the add-on for these like fat, chubby vegetables. I think they're so cute. They look so good. And then we can go back out and head into our flower garden. I put this little flower like stand up here. I might mix up the flowers that are in here a little bit. It's currently all the same, like 3 flowers, but I think that's kind of cute. Just a little like place to, I don't know, you could imagine they're like seedlings or something like that you have to have in pots. Just kind of living right there. And then we can walk in and ooh, look at that. All of our beehives are all full. I have this, also, you've probably noticed the tiny bee mod as well. But I don't know, I guess all bees kind of got stuck places. These guys seem to be getting stuck in a lot of areas. I'm not 100% sure if it's the mod or if it's just the behavior of bees, but they seem to be getting stuck a lot and they just kind of don't move for quite a while. So I don't know, but obviously we have enough to fill up all of these, so it's not that big of a deal. But look at them all. They're so cute. I love the bees. Absolutely love it. And I think they look so much better tiny as well. It makes so much more sense. But we can go and, of course, take another look at our swinging bench. I think that's so cute in there as well. And then let's head out and into our pumpkin patch. So we put a nice tree up here just to fill it in a little bit more. And I started continuing the path this way. All of the animal stuff for in the next episode is going to be back in that back area. So that's where that path is going to end up going. But right now it doesn't really go anywhere. And yeah, our pumpkin patch is really starting to fill out now. Most of the vines have grown. And a lot of them have pumpkins on them now, which I think looks really good. And yeah, I think this was quite a success. So as always, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Let me know what you thought of it in the comment section below. Keep giving me cat names because we have all those cats from last episode, and I think eventually we will manage to get some name tags, I'm hoping. And yeah, if you have any suggestions or anything else that you think we should build in our little cottage area here, just let me know as well. I love taking your suggestions, and I will talk to you in the next one.